Hi, this is Arthur Carmazzi, best-selling author and currently ranked as one of the world's top 10 thought leaders in organizational culture and leadership. And welcome to the Experts MBA, the show for trainers, consultants, and coaches in order to improve your business. Today we have an extremely special treat. We have Sabrin, who is the HR at Petronas in Sudan. And a lot of you over there, okay, say hi, Sabrin.
Hello.
Okay. A lot of you, coaches, trainers, consultants out there, you're thinking, well, what is the decision-making process for somebody in HR that actually makes decisions on hiring trainers, coaches, and consultants? Okay, so we're going to give you the inside skinny on what HR people are looking for in order to hire you, not just for one program or not just for one coaching series or one consulting thing, but even for longer series and even yearly contracts. Are you interested? Let's find out. Okay, Sabrin. Okay,
Yeah.
So give me what is that number one thing that HR people are looking for? Okay, or well, actually, what you are looking for as an HR person in Petronas. Okay, what is the number one thing that you are looking for in before you hire any kind of a trainer or a coach or a consultant? The number one.
I'm gonna say two, actually, not only one,
Okay,
but
two.
because those are the main two criteria of choosing any trainer or choosing an organization that provides training services. It's mostly the professionalism and the quality of delivery. These two criteria we usually evaluate based on some overseas training that our staff attends. And then we seek feedback from the staff to figure if those training centers or those trainers specifically are professional enough to provide the training service that we actually want for our staff. So basically those are the main criteria that we look for.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let's say somebody is brand new. You've never heard of them before, or maybe you have heard of them or something, but you don't know the quality. Okay? What would you do? What would give somebody an advantage to come in and say, yes, we're the ones that you should at least give me a chance to see how awesome I am?
It's basically the proposals. Sometimes we contact more than one organizer to get one training for our staff, especially if this is an in-house training that is made to benefit the big number of staff. Then we have this bidding process to figure out which training provider can suit our purpose the most. And then the proposal makes a big difference. Even the proposal itself shows the quality of work. Some organizers, you can see that there is a poor preparation for the proposal itself. Some others, you can see the professionalism even from the write-up of the proposal itself. And then definitely the services they can provide. Some trainers that provide discounts on some services, and they make it a bit tempting to go and at least try their service.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So if a trainer, let's say for example, the quality of the writing is more or less on par.
Yeah, for me at least. Yeah.
But, if the proposal is pretty, nice graphics, nicely designed, does that make a difference for you?
Yeah, it makes a difference. If you compare it to a not well-structured proposal, it makes a difference.
Okay, to say the structure is the same, but pretty versus both structured. Both structured, but pretty versus not pretty. Pretty versus vanilla.
No, then it depends. Then it totally depends on the content.
Okay.
But the overall impression that you take from the proposal makes a difference.
All right. Okay. So the other thing is, let's say, for example, with our directive communication trainers, what we usually do is we give additional offerings or additional options. Mm-hmm. For example, like, have you thought about this or have you thought about that? For example, with our different tools like Colored Brain Communication Inventory or our organizational culture assessment. Or our gap analysis for managers or things like that. So we actually include some of these in proposals that maybe is not asked for. Does that help you as an HR to look at something and say, oh wow, that's interesting, or is that something you totally ignore?
It's not something that we ignore. Currently, basically all industries, they are looking to enhance the soft skills in their staff or whatever relate to the organization culture and how to enhance it, how to make it more professional and more effective. So basically, when we find such offers of things that can actually support, the gaps in our staff and how to improve it, then definitely it makes a lot of difference. Even if we didn't really ask for it, but then you say, oh, okay, so they're offering something more, and we actually consider that.
Okay, so by actually giving additional options to the HR, trainers, consultants, and coaches have an additional advantage.
Yes.
Okay, and you were mentioning earlier that you also do a lot of analysis of training needs in your organization.
Yes.
Okay, now what, because sometimes the trainers, consultants, coaches, they're more or less waiting for you to tell them what you need. What if they were able to actually come up with simple ideas? It wouldn't cost them a lot of money or a lot of time for you, but it would help you to identify training needs, or even have them make suggestions on training situations that would help your organization. Would that help, or do you just want to make sure that you just focus on the only thing that you need?
It will help. Basically, how we do this is mostly that by the end of every year we have this evaluation for staff performance, and according to that we get to know the gaps, and let's not call it gaps, but more of areas of improvements. And that's how we figured the need for every single staff and what he needs to attend in the coming year. So there are usually some skills that you will want to enhance in all staff altogether, mostly, as I mentioned before, related to the organization culture and so on. So basically, as you said, when a trainer offers more about this, even if I didn't really ask for it, then it makes a big difference. I've been communicating with one trainer before that I actually gave them what I need. It's based on the discussions with the management and so on. And surprisingly, they added so many questions. They asked me many questions on what exactly do I need for my staff. Okay, they considered what I said as a general theme, and they went into too many details. They started asking me, okay, do you think there is a gap in this? Do you think there is a gap in this? And they kept asking questions until they figured how to tailor-made the training to my own needs.
Okay, so and of course that made a big difference, didn't it?
Exactly.
Okay, excellent. And now you also look at long-term relationships with training providers, consultants. What kind of a proposal, let's say for example, have you ever gotten a training proposal that turns into a year-long type of engagement?
Yes.
Okay, yes. What caused that?
Okay, there's a specific training provider, I'm not going to mention names here, but yeah, we've been doing business with this training provider for years. It started maybe because, based on personal experiences of some HR managers and staff who attended trainings with before, and then it continued because they basically maintain the same quality of delivery, and they maintain the same professionalism in delivering any training, basically in-house or overseas. So when you feel this steadiness with the quality that you actually want to get from any other organizer, then you will definitely not let them go. So based on the feedback that we get from different staff and from us as HR employees, and with trainers coming to Sudan, and then we evaluate them with evaluation forms or whatever approach to evaluate training providers or trainers, we get either to eliminate totally some providers, and we don't really advise any staff to go for them again. And on the other hand, we shortlist some organizers that we will definitely consider, especially for in-house trainings when we want trainers to come to Sudan.
Awesome, yeah. Awesome. Well, Sabrin, anything else you'd like to add?
Just wishing you the greatest success.
All right, so this is Sabrin and Arthur wishing you great success.